I like the beginning better. All right, let's get it. Hey! It's the climax. I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I like the beginning better. Hold on. One more time. So everybody get a chance to get in. It's the climax. Every day. All right, every day. Enough circus music. This is serious business, y'all. Every day is serious business. These politicians aren't playing with us. They're not playing with our minds. They're serious. They spend a lot of time in school in political science, getting F minuses and D pluses so they can run the world. Or they were lawyers getting A pluses, 100%, making sure they can run the world for Wall Street. Every day I wake up and it's just like, all right, what is the circuit? What's happening today? What's happening? I start looking at things. Oh, some funny stuff. Funny stuff. You know what? I do appreciate the entertainment though. I do. I'd like to formally thank my Obama and Trump people for the entertainment. Oh, listen. All right. Goodness gracious. So I was connecting stuff together this morning. I know. How did I end up in the sunken city off of Cuba? I don't know. It kind of happens. You start looking at stuff, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Check this out. Check this out. Before I get into it, I'm gonna talk about a couple things today. We're gonna talk about a couple things. I want to spend a little time on the sunken city off of Cuba. I want to spend a little time with this whole Trump Obama. They all so different, but they're exactly the same, 100% same, 100. You know how the kids say 100, 100. There's no 100. I don't think it's an END on the end of it. I said 100. You're supposed to end it with an ID or something. Illiteracy is a bad. Our education system, just bring the whole thing down. Just I said, just bring it down. We need like little school marms and like little school houses. Education's not fail. This whole Obama and Trump are so different. I'm so done with that. I've thrown it out. I try to give everybody a chance. I do. And I'm not saying that either man is evil. I'm not saying that. I would never say that. I'm just saying that both men doing the same exact thing. On every important issue, they are the same. I'm sorry if you're gaslit and you feel that Obama took on the deep state. He didn't. He bent over, grabbed his ankles. And I'm sorry if you think Trump is fighting the deep state. He is not. He bent over, got his ankles too. That is the unfortunate ugliness of the situation. And how did we even get the mermaids? Yeah, I'm gonna link it together, man. I'm gonna link it all together. It all links. It's all a part of the same lies. It always is. Oh, and we're gonna go to Starbucks too, because I want to spend a little time on Starbucks. Do a little wrap up on that story. You know, with the whole ignorant, silliness when these things happen. People flip out and they jump to conclusions and they make decisions before any evidence comes in. The same way your government does, same way your journalists do, same way your media does. You know, remember. It's about pausing. Something happened. Doesn't matter what happened. Doesn't matter who it happened to. Put away your ignorance. Don't say anything. Shut up. When something happens, don't say anything. Say, oh, dang, something happened. What happened? Oh, girl, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Something happened. It's something. SOMETHING. Something happened. Let's pay attention to something, see what happened. And wait and be patient. Collect the evidence. Figure out what happened before you say any damn thing. Because if you do something, say something, bomb somebody, say it's racism or do whatever, you're going to look stupid when the details come back in. All right. So, and then of course we'll talk about the Syria attacks because there was no chemical weapons at all used anywhere in the world on April 7th. Nowhere. Nowhere were there any chemical weapons except for in America because they were spraying pesticide on all of our food. But that's another whole story. Those are okay chemical attacks. Those aren't real chemical attacks because the people pay for the products at the end of the day, right? That's not a real chemical attack. We buy the pesticide food, it causes cancer, and then we cry about the cancer later. So that's not a true chemical. That's kind of like a colluded chemical attack. That's one where we're complicit in killing ourselves and our own children. But that's a whole nother discussion. I'm not getting into pesticides today. Who we got in the house this morning? Yes, Buddha, it is a circus every day, girl. If Trump said it's the mermaids, they're getting torpedoes. Obama say it's the mermaids will magically exist because these people who worship these presidents are magically delicious. It's like Lucky Charms. They just doesn't matter what they say. It's just they say it and it's just fresh and sunshine and always true. They just poop facts out of their butt just all the time. Just I know I'm not gonna have many Trump and Obama viewers today, but that's okay. That's listen, I love y'all. I do, and I know that you try to do the right thing. I'm gonna say something positive. This might be a little hard on y'all today, but I'll say something positive. I appreciate my friends who voted for Trump and Obama because they were the different vote. I do. They were. They were. Everybody else was gaslit, except for third party. Third party, Trump and Obama voters. I understand them. I do. Everybody else, I don't understand you. The deep state's the problem. You got to go after the deep state. You got to go after the people that are always lying. McCain, Clinton, they were all votes for the same. They're just votes for invading the world, keeping slavery going, colonizing, murdering, bombing people, and lying to you while you just smile like, oh, it's mermaids. Mermaids did it, huh? Mermaids built the sunken city. That's where I'm gonna start. Anyway, before we start, how's everybody? So, good morning, Buddha. How you doing? We got Mandy in the house. We got Yat Zelma. Good morning. Got your coffee too? Yes, you gotta get your coffee. You gotta get your coffee, girl. It's a circus out there. And it's not funny. It's not funny. It's a circus. It is a circus. Because these people don't make any sense. But that's okay. We're going to get them right. Yazel, just hang on in there, girl. We're going to get them right. We're going to keep talking about truthful things in a truthful way, doing a little critical thought, using pesky facts. Things, it's real pesky. It's just, when you have selective ideas and selective narratives and you want to be selective about who's killing humanity, who's like destroying our planet and who's not sustainable, we're going to get them there. We're going to keep going. Yes, Mary, P.T. Barnum. Oh, but P.T. Barnum is in Congress. Oh, I went to a show not too long ago. Scariest thing on it. Do y'all know in America, they still have circuses that go around and they got little things like little people. They'll take little people and they'll put them on a stand and we went in the tent. I know it was bad. It was horrible. I felt so bad afterwards. The kids, we went to this little circus because I thought this stuff stopped in like the 70s. We went to this circus and they had a tent, had a sign on top of it and said, yes, the freak show. It said Snake Woman. And the kids like, Daddy, we gotta go into the city. We gotta see the Snake Woman, Snake Woman, I kind of knew what I was gonna see, but I was kind of like, oh Lord, they want to go see this thing. So it kind of came an education thing. Go see the Shrunken Woman and the Snake Woman. Mind you, this was just a little person who was just totally being exploited, but to a degree, right? I guess they were making money. Hopefully she was making a lot of money. I doubt it. She was probably making minimum wage, had her in a cage, just sitting in a cage. And it had Snake Woman. And it was just a person with one leg laid down. We just sick, yo. We so sick. There's something wrong with us, but it's a circus. This country, this world is a circus. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Lola Mar. Taj from Africa. Good morning. Good morning. Bonjour, Taj. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? Come see, come side. Something else. That's it. That's all you're going to get with me. I took French. I done forgot. I get in trouble with some French. I get in trouble with some Mandarin. I can order some coffee, but that's about it. Ni hao ma. That's all I got for you. That's it. That's all I got. I'm the Spanish. Hey, listen, I was dating a Spanish chick once. I learned some Spanish. Now I'm speaking no more. Anyway, who else we got? We got Terry in the house this morning. We have Betty and Sarah. Definitely got Ty and Patty and brother Stan is in the house. and we got Walt and a bunch of other people I can't see because the deep state always after. Anyway, look, check this out. Check this. This is where I want to go. This is where I want to go. I'm gonna go this morning because it doesn't matter. You know, you can do anything with a gaslit population. You can convince them of anything. So anyway, check this out. But I'm gonna show this just for a minute. Just for a minute. I love ancient archaeology because I'm convinced about some things. I am convinced we are dumb as a bag of bricks. We have no idea who we are, where we came from, what put us here, what we got mixed with other than some monkeys out of some monkey testicle DNA. But that's another whole story. God love you. It wasn't a joke. God loves you. God didn't make you from monkey testicles just to be funny. It was, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. I mean, I listen. I think they made us from monkey testicle DNA because they wanted us to just remember to not take ourselves too seriously. To never get to a place where we take our politicians and us so seriously that we would go kill a bunch of people, start a war, do anything dumb, even just get into an argument about something we don't even know. But anyway, so check this out. Off the coast of Cuba, let me show you this. Off the coast of Cuba, this was going back in 2000, I don't know, 2001, something like that. I have to go. I don't know if I trust Wikipedia anymore. Anyway, they were doing a sonar survey. This back when Fidel Castro was in power. There was a company, I forgot the name of them, they were doing a survey with Castro and they were just going around Cuba trying to find out what's around there. Cuba, by the way, that was the country that we couldn't go to, right? America wouldn't let you go to Cuba. I'm starting to wonder why. But anyway, so they were going and they were doing a survey and they found these anomalies. They were trying to figure out what the heck is this? It must be some big old rocks. Guess what? It wasn't no rocks, y'all. That's the survey right there. This is a city. They done found a city and guess how deep it was? A city. A city made by hands, people with hands. I'm not convinced they have feet yet, but so people with hands, right? But check this out. The city is half a mile under the rivers of Cuba, under the ocean in Cuba, half a mile underwater off the coast. The only time that this area was dry goes back either more than 100,000 years ago or it goes back before the Pleistocene area, millions of years ago. Somebody that made a city in a place that does not fit with our modern understanding of what man is and where man came from. Unless it wasn't a man. I got friends, ancient alien theorists, whatever. But so the funny thing is, there's some theories. One, they say, oh, well, you know, it was a land bridge. Cause I can show you where it is in Cuba. Let me show you another picture. While I talk, always good to show a few pictures. They say, well, it was a land bridge in Cuba and they built the civilization and it sunk underwater, sunk half a mile underwater. I'm sitting here thinking, half a mile underwater? Really? Half a mile? So you're trying to tell me somebody built a city and it sunk half a mile underwater and the city is still together. The city, you can still see the pyramids that are over 150 feet tall. You can still see the buildings and the blocks and none of the blocks move, none of them. None of the blocks, they all, you know, when San Francisco moves like half an inch, couple inches, buildings fall. But somehow this sunk half a mile and nothing moved. Everything stays how it was. No, stop it. So we're led to believe a few things. So it didn't sink. This city did not sink. Either man is a heck of a lot older than we think he is, or it was built while it was underwater. And the mermaids did it. The mermaids built the city underwater. That's what happened. That's what has to happen. Because man can't be older than we thought. Or there's another theory. Could be Atlantis. A word. That old city that who's a Plato and the Mayans and the Aztecs and all these other cultures talked about, the advanced civilization that came way before man that perhaps your government just doesn't want you talking about. Perhaps the government doesn't want you to know why everybody's working in Egypt and they got cords and power tools all night long, looking and digging and trying to find things. Why there's a complete city under the pyramids of Giza that none of us can go to. None of us, not you, not me. We can't go to that city. Everybody knew about the city under the pyramids. They have it well documented in all types of documents. The Arabs knew the city was under there. There were caves and could support a population of thousands of people, but nobody can go in the city under the pyramids. Why is that? Honestly, I think because there was an advanced species long before us. They had the ability to do things we can't do. And so the A word, yes, it's the A word. I don't like, because you say it, people think you're crazy. That's okay. I'm crazy. I believe they always lying. The fact that we know that they're always lying, our government is always lying. Everything is opened up now. Everything. So you believe in Bigfoot, pyramids, you believe in Loch Ness Monster, you believe in whatever you believe in, some UFOs and aliens, you believe in Atlantis, what all of this stuff is all opened up because they're always lying to us. And I think they know there was an advanced species before us. They know the Vimanas were real. They know that they moved those blocks with some sort of sound technology to lift up these massive blocks and move them and place them down. And they're looking for that technology. And that's why they don't want y'all to know. And that's why this happened 10 years ago. National Geographic said they were going to do a special on the sunken city. What was her name? Paulina Lewinsky, I think her name was. She was the wife of the man and the company, and they discovered this. And for 10 years, nobody's even talked about it. It just disappeared. No one talks about it no more. It's just gone. You can't find it anywhere. No one talks about the sunken city in Cuba, which is definitely a city, which is definitely pre-modern archaeology, which breaks apart the narrative of everything we know about the human species on this planet. But oddly, the media doesn't talk about it. You know what? One day when I grow up and I become full on corrupt, I'm going to buy me a media. I'm going to buy me a media that always lies people into war, that always says what I want it to say. Why? So maybe I can do whatever I want all around the world and nobody will even know. Things like this, I think we got to talk about. So anyway, off to Syria. I love it. I think it's hilarious and I think it's funny. I didn't know this was here. I'm like, I can't believe that they found a city that proved that modern archaeology is completely wrong. So let's go on over to Syria. This has it. But hey, if Trump or Obama says the mermaids built it, the mermaids built it. Trump or Obama says that the I want to show a picture. I'm going to show a picture. Okay, we're going to get to Syria. Let's go to Syria. Okay. So where am I going with this? Every time you pose difficult questions, I'm going to say it that way. I'm going to say it a different way. There is no such thing as a difficult question to a person who knows the facts, right? Someone who convinces you that they know something. There's no such thing as a difficult question, right? If Assad used chemical gas on his people, there are no difficult questions. If everything the media says and these mass shootings happen precisely the way the media that lies to us, and they like to add a little sugar, invent things, make it a little more entertaining. If what they say is true, there are no difficult questions. They're just questions. But when people can ask a difficult question and you resort to kind of making things personal, that's when you know somebody's lying. When they can't answer the question, that's when you know they're not telling the full truth, or they made something up, put a little sugar, a little juice, something, something in the Kool-Aid. So I was watching this morning. Let me take you over here. I was watching this morning, and I'm so sick of these people. Let me see if I can get this queued up for you. There was no gas used. First of all, the first thing I'm going to say is I couldn't find the video, but on Al Jazeera, and it might still be there on Al Jazeera Live. It wasn't on their website. I couldn't find it. But there actually was a gentleman who was there at the hospital when the people started coming in. And they were all coming in. They were basically in bunkers and like real small spaces when the attack happened. And so you had a lot of people who were suffocating from inhalation, right? Because the buildings collapsed. They were stuck underground, some of them, and they were breathing in all the dust and whatever. Somebody thought they might have smelled something that smelled foul. Unfortunately, when you blow things up, every now and then you might hit a toilet. You might hit something that's bad, and you might smell something foul. So the doctors are in there working on everybody, treating them. And I think this guy he was in the hospital. I don't know what he was. They didn't say what he was. But he just basically said, yeah, well, we were treating people. No sign of gas at all. And someone came in and said it was a chemical attack. And then after that, out of caution, they started hosing people down and treating as though it were a chemical attack. The news, the media cuts on, how things escalate out of control, and we end up with presidents like Obama and Trump, but things escalate, they get out of control. And it turns into this whole narrative with the white helmets that oh, and the Syrian AMA, we're not gonna go there just yet, that it was an actual gas attack. So let me show you this. And so then you ask a difficult question. So people getting in trouble for this, by the way. They're getting in trouble. In the UK, they get in trouble and go there too. But let me show you this real quick. This is what is her name? Heather somebody. Y'all need to go arrest her and put her in a prison somewhere. But let me see. So everybody's in trouble. UK is in big trouble. But America, you don't get in too much trouble for murdering people. It's okay over here. If you're in the government, you can kill people. It's okay. Look, watch this. Let me see if I can bring this up. I got this queued up right about, I think it's right about, because I don't want to waste your time. I want to show you exactly what I think is interesting right about here.
We will not tolerate this. The world cannot tolerate this. So what will we do now? Diplomacy is the option, but we're also asking Syria, they have a chance to get out of this. They could declare their chemical weapons, they could hand over their chemical weapons, and they could finally stop killing civilians.
Why is it that the United States felt compelled to intervene on an issue of chemical weapons use and found it necessary to intervene when the use of barrel bombs, for instance, have been used, as we know they've been used repeatedly throughout these 7 years?
I'm going to simplify her question. Why do you feel it's okay that we murdered 500,000 people and you're saying 7 people got a little gas? Instead, just give them some gas X or something. How come? Why do you feel it's okay? It's so bad that chemical weapons are used, but you can bomb and you can blow up and you can murder 500,000 people in this Syria conflict since. Why do you think it's okay? It's a difficult question. And if you know the facts and if you got good answers and you ain't up to nothing, you can answer very easily. But remember, when you're lying and you're making stuff up and your mama come in the house and ask you a question, you start getting hot, sweat start rolling, you make it personal. Watch this.
Well, I think we certainly have. There's a new administration here in Washington as of a year ago, and that is the Donald Trump administration. President Obama's administration, by many accounts, never did enough to try to stop this. President Obama drew a red line and let Bashar al-Assad just run right through that red line. President Trump came into office. He saw what Bashar al-Assad did last April, and there were strikes on a airport facility that was being used to hit civilians. So President Trump struck that facility. Over the past year, we have tried diplomacy, and clearly the diplomacy, sadly, has not worked, and that's largely because Russia has stood in the way.
Okay, so we got hit a couple of them. Hit a couple of y'all little racist things, your little isms. So the first thing she deflected, well, we got a new administration in. Donald Trump administration. So of course half the other fools are like, yeah, get him, Donald Trump, make America great again, and the other side, well, that's he's a bastard. And so she couldn't answer the question. Why is it okay to gas people? Why is it okay to murder a bunch of people because of some gas that you say happened, never really happened? And so, of course, the people, the Obama side, like, oh, yeah, well, Obama did better. Obama didn't. No, that's not what happened, baby. That's not how it went down. I got that somewhere. Hold on. I got it, too. Where did he go in and try to convince us that it was a good idea to go in? And then Trump attacked him and said it was stupid to go in. I want to go over here to right about. I love the contradictions, and I love to point out, did I not save it? Oh, Obama people, y'all safe. Dang, I didn't save it. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to get you. Hold on. Let's do this. We're going to take a minute. So while I'm going to talk, while I find it, because I'm going to find it. Now I'm going to find it because I love contradiction and I love hypocrisy. If you can always find the hypocrisy, the intelligent ones, they'll get it, right? The people with integrity, they'll like, oh yeah, this isn't smelling right. The ones that, to them, this is a football game. To them, this is the NFL, and they're just, this is my side. I'm a side with my side. I'm going to fight the other side. Those are the ones you can't do nothing with them, right? To them, this is a video game. This is a joke. People aren't dumb.
Another batch of Syrians.
To them, they'll make it up as they go. So let's remember how we got here. How did we actually get into this? And is killing 500,000 people, is that what she said? She said, oh, well, Obama didn't respond hard enough. So 500,000 people dying isn't bad enough. How many Trump gonna kill? 1 million? How many do you have to kill till it makes sense to respond to chemical weapons being utilized that nobody on this planet has any evidence ever was utilized, except for one guy who ran in the hospital yelling and screaming. If somebody find that video, send it to me. Yelling and screaming on Al Jazeera, oh, it was a chemical attack. Meanwhile, the doctors in the hospital like, what the hell is going on? Which might be why the Syrian AMA came in. Y'all know what that is? I'm gonna show this to you, but I think it's all the Syrian American Medical Association. Did you know that thing exists? Because the AMA ain't killing people in the United States. It's all related. And you know what they actually blew up? Pharmaceutical buildings. Oh, that was making snake bite kits and things to help people. Why would the AMA get involved? Because they're run by pharmaceutical companies. And that pharmaceutical company was making things that another one didn't want them to, and they can make a whole lot of profit. So they turn the whole thing and blowing up pharmaceutical buildings. But I don't know. Could be a conspiracy theory. I don't know. But all of this is economic terrorism. It's what's always been. So check this out. Let's see. Obama said something different.
Of U.S. action inside Syria.
It was good when he did it.
A threat.
The international community's credibility is on the line. And America and Congress's credibility is on the line.
And by international community, Congress, and America, what you mean is Wall Street.
Because we give lip service to the notion that these international norms are important. We have to act.
We give lip service because killing 5 million people since 9/11 was not acting.
Because if we don't, we are effectively saying that even though we may condemn it and issue resolutions and so forth and so on, somebody who is not shamed by resolutions can continue to act with impunity.
And that impunity...
White helmets, washing somebody down from a chemical attack that nobody has any evidence of. Which, you know, was interesting. I'm not done. Hold on. I'm not done. Contradiction central when people just make up stuff and they lie all the time and they act like the other administration was different. The other administration was exactly the same. There's nobody's credibility on. No, you know, only a fool in America wants this to happen. Only a fool in the UK wants this to happen. Only a fool in France wants it to happen. But you know, the good thing about I kind of got a little UK love going on this show. I got a little UK love going on this morning. Let me show you why. There is a guy, I guess his name is James. Y'all, my friends in UK, y'all know this guy. I don't know him. I think he might be the UK Ron Paul, if not the UK Rand Paul, because they're getting in trouble. Let me show you this. What is his name? James Corbyn, I think his name is, in the UK. He came out swinging. I think, is it this right here? Let me see if this is it.
I'm a nurse, so I work
I don't like the commercials. I have to knock those out. But unfortunately, this is the world we live in. Commercials everywhere, consumerism.
Being forced to justify a controversial decision to join the US and France in striking Syria without seeking the approval of MPs first.
Okay, so first of all, let me tell you this. I love the UK. Oh, I love the UK so much. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why I love the UK. Because we're slaves in America, right? We're just slaves. That's all we are. We're forced labor slaves, and we're slaves that have slaves in other nations. We don't have them in cotton fields in the South anymore. We got them in the Congo and other places. Oh, I want to talk about the Congo today if I get a chance too. And so we're okay with it. We're complicit. Black, white, yellow, green. Everybody loves slavery in this nation, but they'll pretend that the slavers in the past were worse than the slavers today, when really the slavers today kill more people than the slavers back then. But that's the whole contradiction. We're not gonna go there. So anyway, we're slaves in America, and I was working for this slave corporation a long time ago, pharmaceutical company. And it was a UK based one. And it was the funniest thing. Our managers come in, we bow our heads, kiss the ring, bow the knee, kiss the knee. What they call it on Game of Thrones? Bend the knee, we bend the knee. Our manager walk in, supervisor. We're just some slaves. It's sad too, because we out there playing stuff, throwing bubble gum back and forth at each other, cubicle, and having fun, whatever. And the manager come in, we act like we're working because we're scared. Same thing happened when Master walk on the plantation. You act like your cotton bag. You serious? Oh, Master, we're gonna get this pie. We're gonna get this cotton. We're gonna get all this cotton. Oh, damn it! Look, John Jr., you missed the cotton. Go over there, get the cotton. And so the manager walk in, we pretend to. But guess what? This is what happened. So I had peers in my department in the UK. For the first time I saw a free human being, because the first time I saw somebody went from America, he cussed his manager out, cussed him out, and kept his job. They would regularly talk down to VP. So I went to London. I had to do some work over there in that office. I got over there. Guess what? I'm just watching them talk to each other like they're human beings. It was crazy. I didn't know. I didn't know slavery didn't exist outside the United States. I didn't know what it was like. I felt like I was a slave off the plantation. Y'all gonna talk to bosses that way? Do you know they guys whips? So anyway, it's a whole long story. When I went to the UK, I realized slavery is only in America, but in the UK it doesn't exist. They talk to people however the hell they want. It's crazy. I know. Look, watch this. So I watched it. Oh, she in trouble. Who is Theresa May, whatever her name is? She in trouble. Watch this.
The intervention against Assad's government has led to a lengthy and impassioned discussion in Parliament.
It is right that Parliament has the power to support or stop the government from taking planned military action.
A significant body of information, including intelligence, open source accounts, state that barrel bombs were used to deliver the chemicals.
Mr. Speaker,
I have to stop there real quick. There is no evidence anywhere, barrel, anything, bomb, bucket, butt, booty, nothing. There's no evidence anywhere. No one has found any evidence anywhere that any chemical weapon was ever used except for one guy who ran in the hospital and said, chemical weapon attack. And all the doctors are like, huh? Ain't nobody here. You know, they're just suffering from inhalation. But okay, let's keep going. I hate it when people lie and no one calls them out.
Paul, the humanitarian crisis in Yemen entitle other countries to arrogate to themselves the right to bomb Saudi airfields, especially given their use of banned cluster bombs and white phosphorus.
Regrettably, we had no...
Hold on, don't answer the white phosphorus question. Don't even answer that, right? Because we're using white phosphorus everywhere. They found our Department of the CIA, ISO-terrorists, ISIS, the friendly members, they get the tax dollars, they get their paychecks from America. Those guys, they taught them how to make the chemical weapons, the bombs. We're going to show that in a minute. We got a lady that's on the ground. And she telling the whole tale. She telling the tale. That's why they're going to shut her up. But anyway, we're going to go there. Ron Paul called it out. Somebody sent it to him. Okay, let's keep going.
But to conclude that diplomatic action on its own is not going to work.
It is clear that diplomatic and non-military means have not been fully exhausted.
Were we not just following orders from America? We have acted because it is in our national interest. Because it is in our national interest. Were we not just following orders from America?
Fully exhausted.
Were we not just following orders from America?
Fully exhausted.
Were we not just following orders from America?
How you going to stop and say, all right, so if you get in trouble, you out there acting up, your mama get in trouble, you know, I don't know, y'all doing something stupid. You get in trouble, you about to get a spanking, you know, your mama got you, she got you one by one hand, got the hand in the other, about to get a spanking as a kid. I know, this is how I grew up. I can say all I want. Greg did it, mama. I was on orders from Greg. But he was one of my friends. Alan did it. William did it, mama. I was on the orders. I know everything. I think every now and then they'll slip up and they'll tell you something that's true, and she's scared to death. You went and bombed somebody you wasn't supposed to because the pharmaceutical companies wanted you to blow. All right, I don't know. I'm putting some stuff together there, but it's funny. I love the UK. I'm having some UK love right now. Let me keep going.
We have acted because it is in our national interest.
The Prime Minister is accountable to this Parliament, not to the whims of the US President.
So I have a simple question to ask, my...
All right, so all the yays and nays, y'all know what that is. This is like in the movie Braveheart. When they, you know, you put on the blue face paint, you know, you're on this side, tribalism, you're dumb, stupid, whatever, you're paid for by the markets. And somebody on your team says something, you're supposed to, yeah! If not, you're supposed to boo. And so the vast majority, obviously, are just like the majority in Congress, though. They are paid off. But I appreciate this dude standing up. I think he might be a little corrupt because he done did some other dirty stuff and late. Like, keep watching.
Right honourable friend, given the confusion of some who are a bit uncertain about who is the greatest threat to world peace, does she think that it is Russia or America?
Well, can I say to my right honourable friend,
this was the first session where...
And she laughed the whole time. This is how you know this is an act. I'm gonna go back. Y'all see her laughing? If this is serious business, we gotta act. We're on orders from America. We gotta save people. And half a part, the question he asked, He said, is world peace under threat from Russia or from America? And the half of the room stood up. It's America. They're threatening world peace. And she laughed. That tickle, that giggle, that is a sign to you, you guys. This is acting. That's all they're doing. They're acting. They're paid for. She knows better. She knows what the hell is going on, but she's corrupt and dirty.
This was the first session where Prime Minister Theresa May had to face Parliament after she went ahead with the airstrikes on Saturday alongside the US and France, and she was grilled. The opposition leader, Jeremy Corbyn, he demanded that she publish the legal basis for carrying out those airstrikes. Theresa May said that she had actually consulted with the Attorney General, and she gave this reason as to why she couldn't share that evidence with the rest of Parliament.
This was a limited, targeted strike on a legal basis that has been used before. And it was a decision which required the evaluation of intelligence and information, much of which was of a nature that could not be shared with Parliament.
Jeremy Corbyn asked additional questions. He pointed out that Theresa May had said that the targets were specifically housing chemical weapons, and actually he said that 2 of the facilities had already been inspected by the OPCW.
In relation to the airstrikes against Bazai and Himshinsar facilities, the Prime Minister will be aware that the OPCW carried out inspections on both those facilities in 2017 and concluded...
Okay, 2017, hold on. So they inspected the facilities, 2017, it was no material for making them, wasn't no chemical weapons, they had no hoses, no pipes, no chemicals, nothing to put together. The people didn't know how to do it, no instruction manuals or nothing. What year is it? Is it, what year? Is it 2024 yet? Is it 2028? How much time did it take to get that together? So 2017, they knew there was nothing there. And magically in 2018, we're sending a whole bunch of missiles. Half of them didn't get there because Syria won this one, by the way. Y'all didn't know this? Y'all know Syria won, right? This was a victory for Syria. They actually shot down 71 missiles. These people were cheering in the streets. But we'll talk about that later. Hold on, we keep going.
I quote that the inspection team did not observe any activities inconsistent with obligations under the Chemical Weapons Convention.
Jeremy Corbyn also questioned Theresa May, saying that it was highly likely that the Assad regime was behind those chemical attacks. He said that rebel group Jaish al-Islam had also used chemical weapons in the past, and he called her decision legally questionable. There seemed to be a lot of...
So legally questionable. I'm gonna stop there because that's when you know they're all sellouts anyway, because they get to that spot in the end where they talk about so he's saying, oh well, but it is more likely, it is possible that Assad's behind it. So even though I love the UK and he's kind of like this voice of opposition saying, you know what, you know, the attacks weren't legal and we shouldn't have done that, he's still required to go along with that narrative that, oh, but Assad did it and the chemical attack actually happened. And it didn't happen. And how did I know it didn't happen? Because we about to go somewhere else. We about to go. I always love to go somewhere. It doesn't make any damn sense. Yes, body language, Ellen. Ellen, I know you. You got a different name, girl. Facebook, man, y'all need to stop. Man, I don't even know who my friends are. I have so many friends with so many profiles. I have a spreadsheet. I don't even know who they are. And you're like, okay, well, who is this today? And this person is that. And then I get so many friend requests. It kills me. I don't even know who these people are anymore. I look for, but you know, but it's fun though, because they'll keep like one name the same. And you're like, is that, I think I know who that is. Is that? And they say, and it's like, oh Lord, Facebook. Y'all stay out of Facebook jail. I don't know what's going on. All right, hold on. So I want to show you something. Somebody sent me this the other day too. Ron Paul is just always now. I always love this brother. He always is just putting it out. He did an interview with, I forgot her name, and I'll post the link. And I always post the links after this. I don't want to show the whole thing, but I want to show part of it. Here we go with Vanessa Beeley. I don't think who sent me this. Maureen, somebody sent me this one. I forgot who. Harvey, somebody sent me this. One of y'all always send me delicious stuff. But I want to focus in on one part of the interview. Hold on, at 18:27. 27. Love me some Ron Paul. The only one who said the truth. I gotta put Ron Paul on blast. I gotta say the brother was right. This was the only brother talking about abolish the IRS, abolish the CIA. He was talking about taking on the deep state long before we even knew what the deep state was. He's talking about ending the Fed. Ron Paul was right. Y'all thought he was crazy. He wasn't right. Remember, Einstein was crazy. Nikola Tesla was crazy. All the people are crazy. So they're not crazy. JFK was crazy till he wasn't crazy. Everybody's crazy. All right, look at this.
To liberate those areas.
Yes, as Ambassador Peter Ford, who was the former UK ambassador to Syria, said, a child could see through this. And as a matter of fact, we're having him on our show on Thursday, so we're really looking forward to talking to him. But I have one other question, Vanessa. Now, it all goes back to the claims about this attack. Whereas, of course, according to international law, even if he did carry out this attack, it still would not be legally justified without a UN resolution. But that aside, the claims, as far as we can see, and even the French have admitted it, social media, but these claims have come from two sources, as I can understand. The White Helmets and the Syrian American Medical Association, the only two sources that are providing this. You've done a lot of work on these. If you can just give us another quick synopsis and remind people.
White Helmets, that always lies, Department of the CIA, the ones just always making up well-funded terrorists that we pay for, and the Syrian American Medical Association. Because the American Medical Association is about medical things and helping people, and they're not just owned by the pharmaceutical industries, which is why no doctors in the United States actually can be doctors. They actually are just employees that work for the AMA, and they follow the, what is the standard care practice and model, which guarantees that they can't tell you about anything holistic. The only thing they can tell you about are synthetic drugs. 80% of them have nothing to do with healing. It's just about selling drugs with pharmaceutical companies. The ones that actually cause the problems. The Syrian AMA, they got an AMA. And then we hear that the attack hit pharmaceutical buildings. Biggest snake bite kits.
Well, what are these organizations?
Well, I mean, the White Helmets is a multi-million-dollar financed propaganda construct. I mean, actually, Roger Waters of Pink Floyd at a concert in Spain has just basically publicly described them as a propaganda construct working with the terrorist factions inside Syria. So basically, they are part of the intelligence operation, primarily being financed by the UK, but also by the US via US aid and a number of intermediaries, to produce the propaganda against the Syrian government and the Syrian army, to act as human shields for the terrorist factions, and to basically produce these staged events. And then we have the Syrian...
I'm gonna stop there because some people in the background, they still got it. No, because you know the Trump and Obama, my Trump and Obama friends, they're together now, y'all. They having a love fest. They love it. They together because now the presidents are doing the same things, and they're so gaslit. They believe that this is actually a good thing. And now that the presidents are they're all together on this, and they're fighting in the background. No, who is she? Who is she? Why does she know? She ain't got no lights, y'all. You know why she ain't got no lights? Because it's dark where she at. This is Vanessa Beasley. She is in Damascus. She is in Syria. She heard the missiles going over. And the interesting thing about the interview, I'll post, you can watch the whole thing. She said they shut the internet off just before the missile attack happened. I find that to be highly interesting. Don't know what it means yet, but I'm gonna take you back to an early, she said a couple really important things. I'm gonna go back here to right about 7:30, and then I'm gonna look at the discussion in the room. See what y'all.
Authentic, he could recognize the location. He spoke to doctors there who said that children were admitted coughing and spluttering, but they were admitted as a result of nearby shelling and dust fumes and smoke. Somebody created panic by shouting gas attack, chemical attack, and then they began the theatrics of hosing people down and filming. Now, this is in line, so this is coming from Robert Fisk of The Independent, and this is in line with the interviews with two of the actual doctors and volunteers who were in the hospital at the time, who also basically gave the same narrative a couple of days ago in interviews with Arabic channels here. So basically Robert Fisk has gone in, and through talking to civilians there, he's confirming the same narrative, that this was definitely a staged event. The US and the UK and France are claiming that they have this sort of secret evidence, but they don't appear to be able to get much beyond the social media chatter, which the Pentagon was also basing its entire findings upon.
And I think France, yes, France as well.
So it's all a lie. I don't know what's happening in France. I don't know if they're getting in trouble over there. I'm gonna look at some of the questions now, and I'm gonna flip over to YouTube so I can see what they're saying over there. But so the attack did not happen. There were no chemical weapons at all used at all. This entire thing was illegal. We did it. We should not have done it. Not we. Deep State did it. France did it. United States Corporation, whatever y'all want to call it, they did it. But I find it suspect that the Syrian AMA was involved. The doctors who were there and her points matched up with what the interview on Al Jazeera said, which was there were no gases, none of the nurses, none of the doctors, no evidence, nobody had any gas, nobody was treated for gas. They were sprayed down because the guy ran in screaming. And odds are, I think if they went outside and looked outside the door he ran in, it'd probably be a little white helmet on the ground. Probably took his helmet off before he went in and laid it down. But we let nonsense drive us, right? This is how I got, we let this nonsense drive us. We let people make it personal. And when they make these things personal, they make it about Obama. They make it about, oh, I'm gonna show you something else. Ooh, I'm gonna show you something else. I'm sorry. I thought I was done. I'm not done. Then I'm gonna look at comments. I gotta show you one more thing. There actually were a couple things. I'm running low on time. Hold on. So I wanted to do it, but you let things get personal. Oh, but no, this is related. This is related. It's all the same time. You let things get personal. Things happen. Your indoctrination kicks in, and you already know who done it. You already know what to blame. We're gonna go to Starbucks, y'all. Let's look at the wrap up of the Starbucks. So did y'all see that? Yeah, I talked about it a little bit yesterday. The whole Starbucks thing, where two guys, I hate the word, but y'all like to say it, two black men went into Starbucks. Real estate folks, they were sitting in there and they were waiting for their friend to arrive to have their meeting. Like I said yesterday, it's Starbucks culture. This is what you do. You go meet somebody at Starbucks. You're not supposed to order your drink first. If you order your drink first, you're a jerk. You go sit down and you wait for them to come up. When they come up, then you go get in line together. Well, there's a culture in America. It's just how it works. And so these two guys were waiting for that. And while they were waiting for that, they were told to leave. They didn't want to leave, which was the rest of the story. And then the police came, arrest them, and took them to jail. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I think they got a clip of it. Hold on, they got a clip right here where you can see. If y'all didn't see this, this is why. But I always say, when something happens, don't say anything. Just wait. Shut up. Shut up. Don't say anything. You just watch it, and you wait for all the evidence and facts to come out before you make a statement. Don't let your indoctrination. Oh, but the police were doing the good job. The police, they always do a good job. Oh, they were black, so it was all racism. Just shut up. Don't say nothing. Wait till the facts come out, and then you speak. You breathe, and then you speak. So let's look and see what happened with the rest of the story.
These are the mobile phone pictures that have Starbucks on the defensive. Two men were escorted out of the cafe on Thursday, accused of trespassing. They'd gone there to meet a friend and asked to use the restroom. When they refused to leave, a worker called the police. Their friend turned up as they were being removed.
What did they do? Someone told me they did. They didn't do anything. I saw the entire thing.
After that video went viral, Starbucks went into damage control.
We're always working to create the very best environment in our stores and in our communities. Tireless efforts to bridge the opportunity divide for young men and women of color. And I've never been more proud of this company and what they do. And this incident does not reflect the spirit of our brand. It was an unfortunate incident, and we'll be sure to make it right.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there for a minute. I agree with everything she said. I do. I agree with everything she said. But I'm gonna clarify a few things. I don't drink Starbucks coffee, and I'm not going to drink Starbucks coffee. And I haven't in like almost 10 years now, almost. The reason I avoid it, because one, the coffee's nasty. I'm gonna be honest. It tastes like butt. It tastes like butt on a warm day. I don't like Starbucks coffee, and they put a lot of cream and sugar in it to make it taste like and smell like it's something other than, but it's not. It's hot garbage. So you got to have a base good coffee. Everybody who drinks coffee knows that. We go to Starbucks because, well, people go because it's a culture. It's a cult. That's why they go. But that's not the point. I agree with everything she said. Starbucks is not they're not a company that portrays themselves in that way. They portray themselves to help people. You go there, they always had the little things. I don't know if they still have it. They always had hippie music. They had indie music. They had hippie stuff. They had hippie colors. It was always trying to get people to talk, sit down. And, you know, Starbucks, they actually probably done some positive things. However, they are a big, massive corporation, which means they are evil. They are the Death Star. You shouldn't be going there anyway. We should be doing everything we can to put them out of business. When Coca-Cola gives their place up in Washington, telling the presidents and all the other lackeys in the government what to do, Starbucks will be there, if they're not already there now. So I don't like no Starbucks, but that's not the point. So what did I say yesterday? What do we always talk about? Focus on the root problem. I hate to say I told you so. I told you so. I hate to say it, but I told you so. Focus on the police state. That is the problem. Let this racial nonsense go. It doesn't matter what color those men were, right? If you went to Mexico, they'd all be Mexican. But if they look like they fit on the lower economical status, they would be the ones being walked out. If you went to the UK and they fit on the lower economical status, they would be the ones being walked out. If you went anywhere, if you went to the Congo, same damn thing. Let this racist nonsense go. Focus on, because you see what, I'm gonna show you what just happened. I'm gonna show you what just happened. When you focus on racism, nothing gets fixed. Because you know why? And you say racism, one side says, no, it's not. The other says it is. You make it an emotional debate and nothing gets fixed. When you understand the problem is there were two people, doesn't matter what color they are, doesn't matter if they were women, doesn't matter what religion they are. If they were sitting in a Starbucks and the police came in and they didn't want to leave and the barista wouldn't agree that it's a part of Starbucks culture to sit down, wait for my friends, we're gonna order our drinks, and they didn't agree with that and they wanted them escorted out of a private establishment, the police should have escorted them out. And that's the end of the story, right? They didn't do that. They arrested them. They took them and booked them. And they were going to jail. The only reason that they were released, which I'll show you in a minute, is because people showed up in protest. It's right down the street, Philadelphia, not too far from me. I'm gonna show you the rest of it. But this is what I'm saying. Focus on the root problem. Let the emotional debate go. It's the emotional debates this is why we can't have nice things, y'all. Somebody said that, which is why we can't have nice things, because we let the emotion slip in. But if you say it's the police state's the problem is the people aren't free. The problem is in this country that people don't have the ability to do things, and the police, because the laws are written for them to treat you like you're a slave, for them to treat you like you're a peasant, to treat you like a serf, like you have no rights. You have the right to go in the establishment and sit down. They ask you to leave, then it's your right to walk away. Right? They didn't want to walk away. The police showed up. The police could have escorted them out, but we don't have a constitution anymore. The police don't write the laws. You blame the police. That's another dumb thing, you know? So, all right, I'm gonna keep going. I just want to say, I told you so. I told you so. This is how you destroy an intellectual debate. You make it emotional. You force people on two different sides, one backing the police, one backing racism, one backing against racism, the other backing Starbucks because they like the lattes, the unicorn latte, that dumb thing that people, y'all still drink that nasty mess. You're gonna die. You're gonna get a cardiovascular disease and die. Don't drink that no more. But you make it emotional. And this is how you rob people of their intellect. So let me watch the rest of the report. Focus on the problem, not the side effects, not the middle tier stuff. Because if people from China were on the bottom of the socioeconomic status in America, they'd be going after them. And that's not the point. The point is you don't want anyone to be arrested for sitting in an establishment. That's just dumb.
Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson also apologized on Twitter. This was little comfort for protesters who rallied outside and inside the chain's coffee shop in Philadelphia on Sunday. The police commissioner defended the officers involved.
When the call was initially made, the Starbucks employees had told the males that they were going to call police, and they said, go ahead and call police. We don't care. So police get there and they're confronted by the same type of attitude, and repeatedly are told that they're not leaving. In fact, there's some alleged rhetoric about you don't know what you're doing, you're only a $45,000 a year employee, or something to that regard. It is important for me to say that, in short, these officers did absolutely nothing wrong.
But the commission...
The officers did absolutely nothing wrong. I don't agree with that. But do you see what just happened? Y'all see what race he was? Yeah, did y'all see that? This is Philadelphia. Did y'all see what race he was? Did y'all see that? I know your racism, let your racism kick in, right? So why would he say that? Because you made it anti-police. What do you think he was going to say? Why did you think this wasn't going to go anywhere? You show up with signs and you're like, racism, 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 I'm a man. And all of that might be true. It all might be true, but it's not the root problem. The root problem is nobody is a man in America. They're all slaves. The politicians write the law. And so meanwhile, that didn't work out right. Now they're mad at the police commissioner. I think that was the police commissioner. So now they're calling up their politician who actually caused the problem. The ones who wrote the laws actually caused the problem. You know, it actually is legal to take someone to prison because they're sitting in that establishment. That was but you get everybody fighting on either side. So now the black police are fighting the black people, and the racist people fighting anti-racist people, and it's this big emotional blow up. Nothing changed. The guys were being belligerent, and that was a true statement. They're being belligerent, but you know what? It's not against the law to be belligerent, right? If you are peacefully belligerent, you're peacefully belligerent. You didn't break any laws. You have a constitution that protects you, but the constitution doesn't protect you because the police aren't there for you. Why? Because you called the politician, and you always want to make something racism because there's an ego thing in there, there's a narrative, and there's indoctrination, and all of this crap that's in you. Focus on the police state. You focus on the police state, then all the people who are fighting it will all agree. That sheriff dude, he might actually agree too. Because I was talking to a police officer. Oh man, I had a good interview yesterday. I was talking to a police officer yesterday. And we were talking about it too. We had gone down through it. Everybody knows what's happening except for the people who watch television. Don't watch Fox News. Don't watch CNN. Don't watch MSNBC. Do not read the Washington Post. All of that is making you dumb. Don't pay attention to any of that. So I was in this interview yesterday. I was telling him about it. He's a police officer down south. He's a black police officer down south. And when I was telling him this, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I'm gonna make the statement though. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't care. I take on some opposition. Bring it on. I said, you know what? I said, but our problems are we could actually solve the majority of problems with policing in the United States if that $100 million that Black Lives Matter got, if they took 20 million and they took police officers out to lunch and they sat down with them and they talked to them. They talked to them. They found out what's wrong with us. What's happening? Why are y'all doing this? What's going on? Talk to us. We need to figure our way through this. And the police would tell them the laws are broken. Our job is to act like dragoons because the legislators that you vote for with the bumper stickers on your car, the pictures of the president on your refrigerator, all want a police state. And so it's our job to increasingly come down on you. But bad things happen when people have guns, gangs have guns, and police have guns, and people don't have rights. When you don't have a constitution and you don't have rights, and it's our job to go out there and take away the people's rights, the people shoot back. Guess what? That makes us scared. So when we go out, sometimes we shoot first. And they say, oh, damn, we know the problem. Oh my gosh. And then take the other 80 million. I told the police officer this, he was laughing the whole time. And then take the other $80 million, buy yourself some politicians. Do the same thing the pharmaceutical companies do. Do the same thing the chemical companies do. Do the same thing the power companies do. Buy yourself some politicians and revoke the laws. Start deleting laws. Start getting rid of the laws that take away people's rights. You get rid of the war on drugs and almost all of this goes away. All of it. All of it. 80% of the guns are on the street for one reason. Why? So the guns are on the street, the police officers are nervous, so they shoot first. Get rid of the guns. How do you get rid of the guns? Get rid of the war on drugs. Get rid of the war on drugs. 80% of the guns, it was a politician, I forgot his name. Every now and then want to say something true. Congressman said 80 to 90% of the reason that there are illegal guns on the street is because of the war on drugs. Oh my gosh. Imagine if you focused on the root problem. You focused on the police state. You focused on the fact that people don't have a government constitution. Now, guess what happens in Afghanistan? The troops come home. Why? The war on drugs is over. Guess what happens in Mexico? We stopped worrying about a border wall because people don't want to come here because the war on drugs aren't destroying their communities, getting people raped all the time. Oh my gosh, the world starts to, you start solving hundreds of problems, thousands of problems, because you actually focused on the root cause of the problem. I hate to be the one preaching. I'm not trying to preach this morning. I'm just trying to explain to you how we fix problems in the private sector. We always focus on root cause of problems. We don't spend any time on the racism side effects. We don't spend any time on the emotional mid-tier stuff because that doesn't fix anything. It makes people feel good. It does things for ego, but it doesn't focus on a global solution. It doesn't focus on a solution that helps everybody. If everybody agrees that we shouldn't have a police state, that we should have a Bill of Rights, that every law should respect the Constitution, then we don't have this problem. Next time somebody asks you, all right, I'm on a podium, I'm just like, we don't focus on the root cause of the problems, people. This is why we can't have nice things, damn it. The Mermaids didn't do it. Obama and Trump, if they say, you see how all this comes together? Does anybody, you know, and then they buy their presidents, they tell you that the Mermaids made the sunken city, and it's just like, oh, this is why, where's my circus music at? It's all just a circus, and we can't be this done. I'm gonna let the rest of this one play out so y'all can see all this.
The statement may have done more harm than good.
The police commissioner said that the officers didn't do anything wrong. I believe a lot of times when there's someone who's racist and shows a attitude of bigotry, they tend to use the system to then show opposition to a person that did nothing wrong.
I'm not sure if this is just an isolated issue, but I think that whenever you have a racial profiling situation, it should be assessed, not just by managers, because that manager clearly needs to be fired, but the police themselves.
I disagree. I don't think, I said that yesterday. I know, I changed my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind. I can be wrong. I'm wrong. I don't think the barista should be fired. I don't. So don't focus on the racial profiling. Focus on why they racially profile. The why, the root cause. Nobody cares. What's a Ty? Ty's still here? Yeah, I see Ty in the room. Nobody cares about the racial profiling. Ask the question. Quickly formula, thank you. Ask the question, why do they racially profile? Because the politicians you love, the ones that you endear, and they just hope and change. They work for the prison industrial complex. It is their job to put the poorest people in our society in prison. And that's why the laws get written. It is a crime to be poor in your country. Focus on why they racially profile, because it's easy to go grab somebody off the street and throw them in prison to make money. The laws are orchestrated that way. We go back to the case of Khalif Browder, right? Slave hunting happens on the streets in America today all the damn time, which is why all the problems in the world exist. Y'all think America's so great. Y'all come here. I got friends who come, they're like, oh my God, y'all slaves. They get the hell out of here. Unless they got to do it for money, then they work here for a little while, send the money back, then they'll go. But they're hunting slaves on the streets of New York right now. Why? Because they don't care. And they say, oh, well, it's racism. That's why they're coming after us. But then you look at Khalif Browder, his story, and you look at everybody involved in his case. Everyone from the president of the United States to the top cop, Eric Holder, to the mayor, down through the COs in office and the police officer that arrested him, the judges that, and why was he in prison? Y'all, if you haven't seen a if you have not seen the Khalif Browder story, you need to watch it. It'll explain why all this happens. So if you look at the majority of people involved in why that slave was hunted down, he was thrown in prison for 3 years. He didn't do anything wrong. And he got out of prison finally after all those mostly black people kept him in prison. Once he finally got out, he committed suicide. Look at his story. It's on Spike TV. It'll explain a lot of, none of this is about racism. It's about money. Ask why they racially profile. They racially profile because they don't give a damn. And it has nothing to do with your race. It has everything to do with the Quigley formula. Thank you. I didn't know it has everything to do with money. If you want to solve the problem, focus on the root, not the emotion.
The district attorney said the two men were released after their arrest due to lack of evidence and Starbucks' decision not to go further with the case. Regardless, though, the arrests have sparked...
See, now look at it. No. I got a side coffee is black. I do that. That's funny. I like that one. But hold on. So you go, but this is what you do. This is how, look, then they got a picture of Trump out there. Of course. Why? Because it's funny. It's emotional. It's mid-tier stuff. It doesn't solve anything. Starbucks, they saw it coming a mile away. The police officer, they saw it coming a mile. They released them. Starbucks didn't press charges because you made it racial. And now the police state doesn't get fixed. Nobody's talking about the police state. The issue's over. It's already done. So guess what? It's going to happen again next week. It's going to happen again tomorrow. It's going to happen the day after tomorrow. It's going to happen the next day after. Because as a group, you guys, as a community undivided, we can change the laws. We can start to fix the nation. We can start to get our government back. But when you divide up in these silly little ignorant tribal spats because they're emotional and politicians got books to sell, nothing gets fixed. And guess who's going to hurt the most? The people on the bottom. They're going to continue to hurt the most. And it doesn't matter if you got a BMW or if you got a Benz. If you fit the profile of somebody who's supposed to be in prison, they're coming for you. That's poor whites, poor blacks, poor Hispanics, all over the country. But that's how it works. All right, I'm gonna go look at some comments now. I had to do my final wrap up on that, but to me, it's dumb. It's dumb that we actually got to talk about this all the daggone time and nothing gets fixed. Nothing gets fixed, but you get to write a book deal. You get to get on TV. You get to write a sign and be out there. Look, Mama, I'm on TV. I'm protesting. You know, focus on the root cause of the problem. And then you'll have other folks who might even be racist out there with you protesting. We need to stop this. These people should not be arrested for standing somewhere or sitting somewhere. But you didn't focus on the problem. So here we are. We're still here. We're all still slaves. All right, I'm gonna look at some comments. Well, it's a little bit of a tough one. Yeah, a little bit of a tough one, but they make it emotional. They make it emotional for your presidents. You know, I voted for this guy, so I'm supposed to be for this guy. And because I am for this person, I'll go along with whatever. I voted for this guy, so I'm supposed to. Let me see. All right, I'm going to try something here real quick. I'm going to look at some comments real quick and see if am I getting any kind of echo? Can y'all still hear me? I'm playing my technology a little bit. I'm going to see if I can see YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else at the same time. Let me see. Oh, I can see some YouTube comments. Can y'all still hear me? Somebody give me a thumbs up, a check. Okay, sound check. Are we still good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? I see Jamie over there on YouTube. You probably all by yourself, sister. I'm sorry. I'm trying to work on my YouTube people. You can hear me? Okay, good. Thank you, Sister Chelsea. Paul is on it. Vanessa did say that there weren't 77 bombs. It's another U.S. lie. Thank you, Jamie from YouTube. Absolutely, that's what's going on. It's awesome lies. It was a victory, Jamie. It was a victory for the Syrian government. They shot down the majority of the missiles. I guess it was. I don't know if they used the Russian. S-9000, S-900. Somebody posted, but the Russian missile defense system. It actually worked. It actually worked. They shot down the majority of the missiles. So, but they still blew up the pharmaceutical buildings. Though they're gone. They're gone. Okay, good. Diane is on YouTube. Hey, Diane, what you doing over there, girl? Diane Pithy. Oh, what you doing on YouTube? She over on YouTube, y'all. Say hi to Diane. But anyway, she over there. Oh, hey, good. You can hear me over there. Good, good. All right, I just want to make sure I can see everybody everywhere. Gotta see. I want to see all the comments. All the comments. Where's Ty at? All the comments all the time. All the comments. All the comments. All right, I'm gonna go back and look at some of the comments from the top. All right, so if you're on YouTube, I can actually see what you're saying now. Good. Oh, Debbie's in the house. Debbie! Dude, Debbie. Ooh, that's something to tell you, girl. Yeah, somebody. Oh, I see you getting somebody saying something about Debbie the other day. Oh, I had to listen. Don't mess with my people, y'all. Y'all mess with my people. I'm gonna be upset. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you got your hate, take your hate, put it somewhere. Don't be hating on people. Listen. I had to clarify something to somebody the other day. I had to clarify something. Listen, When people question the media, it's because the media always lies. When you live in a time where the media is always lying, they're lying us into wars, they're getting people killed, we're not taking care of the people we need to take care of the most, it won't stop. You need people to constantly question the media. Whether you agree with their theories or not does not matter. What matters is we get journalism back to being truthful. If we don't get journalism back to being truthful, really horrible things are going to happen. Let me show you something. Because I got a little pissed off. Somebody said something about my friend Debbie the other day. I got a little pissed off. You don't have to agree with somebody, but you have to agree that when the media lies to us, a lot of people die and a lot of people get hurt. Let me show you something. I'm a little pissed off. Well, I'm not pissed off. I was annoyed when I saw this because look at this. Let me show you this picture. Ooh, actually, you know what I can do? I can show it to you on Facebook. Where did I put this picture at? I posted it yesterday. Let me see. I posted it yesterday and I think I should make this my background on this video. That's probably what I should have done. Right, it pissed me off. No, that's not it. Hold on. Y'all know what I'm talking. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. There it is. There it is. Look at this picture right here. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Right here. This is why you need to leave Sister Debbie alone. This is why. If you were watching the show, I didn't know your name. Whatever your name is. This is why y'all need to stop. Because when we don't have a media that actually says the truth and we're okay with them continuing to lie to us, these things can happen. We have people all over this world who are hurting because our media is constantly lying to us for Wall Street. They're constantly getting us in wars. They're getting people killed. The people who need our help the most don't get our help because we're constantly doing dumb stuff around the planet we need to. Debbie is a person who questions everything the media says. Do I always agree with Debbie? No, I don't. I don't always agree with anybody, but she has enough gumption and balls to stand up and actually, I said she had, she stood up. She always stands up, but she always questions them, and nobody answers her questions. That's why I support the sister 100%, 10,000%. Because if you, again, there are no difficult questions if you're telling the truth. If you're lying, if you're adding details to it, if you're making something out to be something that it isn't, then you can have difficult questions. But if you are telling the truth, then nothing anybody questions you about will seem difficult. She asks tough questions, and she always puts them on the spot. You know, she gets censored on Facebook. She gets shut down on YouTube, but she always asks the tough questions, and she's committed to that. I tell her all the time, I said, Debbie, stop. I said, Debbie, don't do that. Don't, Debbie, I want to watch your videos. Girl, stop it. They're going to shut you down. But she's committed to that. I'm not going to hate on that sister at all. But she asks tough questions. If we had 1,000 Debbies, we would be back in a place where the media would be forced to tell the truth. If you started supporting people like Debbie and stopped supporting CNN and Fox and MSNBC and the people who are bombing the world, who are completely complicit and behind it 1,000%, nothing will ever change. And this scene will still happen where we got buzzards waiting on people to die, waiting on little kids to die, and we got the technology, we got the funds, we got the ability to feed the whole world. But people starve because ignorant people get behind the deep state, the media, the whole nonsense of them lying to us and us being okay with it, slapping us on the kid, pissing on us and calling it rain. So anyway, I know, I love that. I'm gonna bring it down. Stop. I get upset. I'm gonna turn, I gotta take the picture off. I know. I'm gonna go back to the song and say, I get upset. I'm sorry. So I was a little upset yesterday. I had to post it yesterday. I don't, always support somebody asking tough questions. I don't care where your ignorance lands. If the facts have not been presented by anyone on the ground and they haven't been presented to the public, then don't jump on the narratives of the people who are always bombing and murdering all over the world. How does it make any damn sense? How does it make any damn sense that you get behind people that murdered 5 million people since 9/11? 5 million people in a school shooting that killed 13. How does that make any damn sense? Do you really believe they care about human life? Do you really believe that they care about? All right, I'm done. I get upset. All right, I'm not gonna get upset. Kumbaya. Okay. Let me see a couple comments. Oh, hey, hun, I got back and forth between here and Facebook. Oh, okay, hey, hun, it's on YouTube too. So, okay, y'all want to leave Facebook? Leave Facebook. I see you on YouTube too. All right, good. Let me keep going. All the lies, Ty said all the lies all the time. Absolutely. False flag, yes, Ellen, and false flags will keep coming because we keep believing the nonsense. We don't ask tough questions. We don't get behind the people who ask tough questions. If you live in California, you won't even be able to see the tough question if Senator Pan gets his way, Congressman Pan, whatever, Peter Pan, whatever that fool's name is, who's trying to censor the media in with Senate Bill, was it 1442? Sister Sharistan told y'all about that. If that actually passes in California, you won't see Debbie anywhere in California. You won't see me anywhere. You won't see anything anywhere in California, any website that doesn't agree with CNN, Fox, MSNBC today. So anyway, keep going. I drink it. It tastes better to me. Patty said, okay, well, I hate Starbucks coffee. I know. I go and get my coffee and it's just disgusting. Do you think our government is gaslighting all of us? Absolutely, Christine. They totally are. Ty, racism is passive. Wealth is aggressive. Yes, racism is completely passive. Wealth is aggressive. Wealth uses racism as a tool, and it gets people on two different sides, and that's how they make more money because they keep people fighting. Let me see. Ellen says, I feel so used. Yes, Ellen, we're all used. We're all used because we agree and we continue to go along with this. We're intellectuals, but they play on our emotions, and we got to stop letting them play on our emotions. Brother Paul, police state is the problem. Thank you for the truth. The police state is the problem. We have to go after the police state. Love Debbie. She doubts everything. Hey, hon. From YouTube. Yeah, she does. And it's important to doubt everything. I think we have to get to a place, hey, hon, where there is no secrets. I think that across the board, we have to question everything, force them to answer the tough questions. And if we do that, then they won't lie to us. They'll start out, well, okay, wait, are we going to do this broadcast? No, I don't know. Did you fact check? No, we didn't fact check. Okay, fact check. Okay, we did fact check. We didn't fact check. How many departments did the fact check? One did, two did. Who did? John, is John still drinking? John drinking problem? Okay, no. Don't trust this fact check. We need Linda to do the fact check. So send it to her department so she can fact check too. We're not going to put it out there because Debbie going to come out. She's going to question everything. Because Debbie don't believe nothing. It's good to have people don't believe nothing, because then what you get will be thorough. If we're gullible, if we're still gullible, then nothing will ever change. Slavery will move on and we'll keep killing kids for money. Let me see. ASA front and center. Buddha. It's not Starbucks, it's racism. Don. It's not Starbucks, it's not, okay. So Don, maybe you said this a little late. My point is, it doesn't matter if it's racism. That's my point. Could be racism, doesn't matter. What matters is why racism is used as a tool to do the things that they do. That's the question. Because they can use anything as a tool. And when they're done going after one group, they'll go after another. If you stop the greed and the profit that allows this to occur, then we're good. And that's why I say focus on the police state. Let's focus on the root. We've done this whole racism thing for so long, y'all. We got to stop. We gotta increase our numbers and actually solve problems. Facebook is a creepy spy machine. Sophia probably runs it now. Zuck seems traumatized. Yeah, Facebook is a creepy spy machine. It is. But you know what? I'm convinced. Who said that? Diane. I'm convinced that they spying everywhere. I don't think anything's secret anymore. I think they see everything everywhere we go. So I think you pick your poison, you pick your spies. What kind of spies you want? Where you want them? Because they're everywhere, Let me see. Washington Post won a Pulitzer Prize yesterday, Ellen. Yes, they did. I guarantee you they did, because they lied and making money for the deep state Wall Street banks, and they're getting people murdered, killed. They're starting wars. They are doing a phenomenal job. How do I know the Washington Post is? Because every time I go home, my poor family, they just lost. They just, oh, Lord. We got to get Trump out. It's going to save the world. We get him out. Everything going to be different again. It's going to get him out. A lie they used to tell us when I was a kid. They used to say, Kimberly, what they used to say? Washington Post is a lie. They used to say, oh, everything going to be okay when we get a black president. Oh, everything's going to be okay. They would indoctrinate all the little black kids. That's why everything going to be okay. Right. We did that. Been there, done that. We got the t-shirt, got the mug, whatever. Is everything okay? Is the police state still in full force? Do Black Lives Matter? No, they don't. So we need to move on to something different. They lied to us. They hand us all of these ideas that because of a person's skin color and they become a president, that they're going to fix things. No. They'll get him that skin color. They'll say, oh, we get him in, he's going to fix things. He's not going to fix things. He's not allowed to fix things. Watch Ty's video from yesterday, right? You know what? Chesterfield, Montgomery. They own us. We have owners. We don't have rulers. They own us. They own all of them. No, yeah, once we get a handicapped president, it's going to be okay. No, it's not. It's not going to be okay. They're going to own him too. They're going to have his wheels set up so that if he does something wrong, it'll send him off of the roof of the White House. It doesn't matter who you put in office. Warm bodies, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. We get Trump out, we impeach him. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to change anything. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Trump is not the problem. Obama was not the problem. Bush was not the problem. The problem is us. Thank you. Somebody just said it. My gosh, the problem is us. We believe the bull. We gotta stop believing the bull. Look at the bull and see the droplets that's coming out. Have you ever seen a bull doo-doo? Oh my God, it's the nastiest thing on the planet. You ever seen a cow do? Focus on that. It's us. The bull is just coming out. It's just dropping. Say, you know what? That's bull shizzle. No, that's not cakes. It's not chocolate. It's not cupcakes. That's bull shizzle. The problem is us, y'all. We gotta always focus on the root cause of the problem. I don't mean to preach. I'm not trying to preach at nobody. I'm not a preacher. I don't know everything. I know about this much. But the this much I know, I'm going to say, and the this much I know is based in the fact that if we focus on root cause of these problems and we actually go after those destroying our world as a group, as a collective, as a human race, we can do anything. We can prevent buzzards waiting to prey on children. We can prevent buzzards waiting to prey on us. We can go and have a free society. We can be a free planet. We can fix the environment. We can do all of those things if we stop being ignorant. But if we stay divided, we keep fighting each other, then we won't ever find out if this is Atlantis or not. That's what I want to get back to. Yeah, stop believing. The mermaids did not build this city. Human beings built it because we don't know who we are. We had ancient technology all over the planet. They're trying to find it. We don't get to know what they're doing because they got all these secrets. Government can't have secrets. They all got to have body cameras. Take the body cameras off the police, put them on the politicians, get your country back, stop invading other nations, let them be free, let us be free, and we all go back to being a real family. Anyway, that's all I got to say. My time is out. This is Gerard. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Love y'all to death, and don't believe anything that comes out of politicians' mouth because they might be your friend before they become a politician. After they get the job is to lie to you like Nikki Haley, like Heather, like Obama, like Trump, all the rest of them. They're not your friend no more. The body snatchers done took them over. Wall Street owns them from top to bottom. Question everything that comes out of their mouth and always question all the news. Why? Because people who, commentators and journalists, we don't care if you question. We want you to question, because if you question, it makes us smarter. It makes sure that we're honest. It makes sure that we have our facts lined up. Always question. Anybody that doesn't want to be questioned, they're lying to you. Anyway, y'all have a good day. Love y'all to death. Go Atlantis. Bye-bye.